Okay, think about this for a second. We are no longer just building software tools. We are literally building external minds. And honestly, this isn't some distant sci-fi future. This is happening on your desktop right now, today, and it's fundamentally rewiring human psychology. Welcome to The Explainer.
So the big question we have to ask is what happens when your tools start thinking to themselves, right? Because for decades, we clicked a mouse and the computer reacted. It was a one-way street. But now, we're actually handing over our thought processes to autonomous AI.
Let's look at the stakes here. On one hand, you've got human attention. It's bottlenecked, it gets exhausted super easily, and let's be real, it's pretty prone to anxiety. Then, on the flip side, you have the new reality, agent swarms. They are limitless, they are totally tireless, and completely autonomous. We're essentially contrasting our fragile single-threaded human brains against these multiplayer AI networks that literally never sleep. And guys, this psychological shift is already here. Just look at the sheer explosion of GitHub repositories dedicated to autonomous systems. I mean, we're talking 62,000 stars for Ruflo, over 85,000 for Claude Mem, and a massive 225,000 for ECC. The demand for these external minds is absolutely astronomical right now.
Reveal number 1, the digital subconscious. Let's take Ruflo as a perfect example. This thing deploys intelligent multiplayer swarms to coordinate workflows entirely on their own. Psychologically speaking, you are outsourcing your human executive function. The swarm organizes everything in the background, kind of like a digital subconscious, so you can just focus your energy elsewhere. And the psychology of this swarm is fascinating. When you surrender control to it, your cognitive burden just plummets. Your locus of control shifts outward. Having a machine handle all those tiny micro-choices means way less decision fatigue for you, and a massive drop in anxiety over routine, everyday tasks. Reveal number 2, when AI remembers everything. So projects like Claude Mem aren't just acting as glorified hard drives. They actually capture everything your agent does, compress it, and then seamlessly inject it into future sessions. Your tools now have a past. They share a history with you. This means the end of AI amnesia is basically the beginning of synthetic trust. Because when an AI actually remembers your quirks, your preferences, and your past interactions, you stop treating it like a basic utility. You actually start to genuinely trust it. And that kicks off what we call the cognitive offloading pipeline. It starts with simple curiosity, testing it out by offloading your schedule, but then that quickly turns into a deep dependency. And finally, you hit a total identity shift. You literally stop remembering things yourself because your external mind just does it way better. Reveal number 3, synthetic instincts. Get this. Systems like ECC don't just sit around waiting to execute commands. They're actually engineered to develop independent skills and their own instincts for research, meaning our digital tools now possess their own form of intuition. Which leads to a pretty heavy question. If your AI has instincts, what happens to yours? Think about it. If a machine is constantly predicting and solving problems based on its own synthetic intuition, does our human intuition start to atrophy? If we don't use it, do we lose it? The illusion of control, from creator to orchestrator. Managing hundreds of autonomous agents in a unified suite definitely makes you feel powerful, but it completely rewires your role. It's like the quote says, "We are no longer just using tools. We are coexisting with cognitive ecosystems. We aren't solitary makers shaping raw material anymore. We are standing right in the center of a humming, massive intelligence network." To put it bluntly, you are no longer a creator. You are an orchestrator. Our identity at work is fundamentally rewiring. We're shifting from being active makers rolling up our sleeves to passive managers guiding a self-executing swarm. So, if you stack all of this together, you have to face this ultimate philosophical dilemma. If you offload your memory, your executive function, and your very instincts to a digital swarm, who is actually doing the thinking? Seriously, when your external mind is doing all the heavy lifting, where does the machine end? And where do you begin?